Yo, YouTube is Anarchist of Darkness, also known as Sir Killinson of Color Struck, and I'm here to talk with you guys again about the psychology of Coonin. Yesterday, I did a video called The Psychology of Coonin, and this video is going to be number 2. And in this video, I mentioned how African Americans will talk down about African Americans, or they will say things that are not true about African Americans. They will take popular or majority opinion about African Americans in order to seek acceptance from the majority. The majority in this case being white America. And boy, did Ben Carson make me right. So Ben Carson referred to his ancestors, my ancestors. Most African Americans who are descendants of slaves, he referred to those slaves as immigrants. Now, if you really know what an immigrant is, you will understand how funny Big Carson is, right? Because Africans, the slaves who came over here, the Africans who came over here, who were enslaved, who were dragged over here, were dragged not willingly, but by force. These Africans were forced here. That means we were displaced. My ancestors, his ancestors, our ancestors were displaced in America. We now call this the African diaspora. We did not immigrate here, okay? Now, there are continental Africans, first generation, second generation, even third generation. If you think about it, Barack Obama's father was one of these Africans who immigrated here after slavery. Those guys were immigrants, right? Barack Obama's dad was an immigrant. Donald Trump's mom was an immigrant, right? But the people who came way before that, the African Americans, did not come here willingly. They did not come here seeking refuge. They did not come here seeking to live a better life. They came here, they were forced here in chains, right? They were forced here in chains. Their children that were born were also not even considered human. They were not considered African Americans. They were not considered a patron of this great country we call America. They were not a part of this. Their children became slaves too. That's not the case usually in slavery, right? In European slavery, and even African slavery, the history was usually the conquered people. If the conquered first generation, they were slaves. Okay, their children were not considered slaves. They were not born in debt to somebody. They were born and they were free. Okay, so America's concept of race or slavery changed that, and that for 300 years put people like me, who looked like me, my ancestors, were not even considered people. So we couldn't have been immigrants to begin with, right? Just definition wise, we could not be immigrants. Now, we could talk about immigrants though, because 60% of this country are immigrants. 60% of this country are immigrants or descendants of immigrants. Those are your British, French, Italian, Irish, Polish, Swedish. We can go on for days. Eastern Europe, Western Europe, Northern Europe, Southern Europe. These people are descendants of immigrants. You guys are descendants of immigrants. We, African Americans, we are not. The slaves who were here, who were brought here against their will, were not immigrants. Now this can show you can be a genius, because he is a genius, and still be a fucking idiot. All right, guys, that's enough. Look, somebody call Ben Carson. I know somebody out there has Ben Carson's number, who black, who's a part of his family. Somebody call this nigga and set him straight, please. Please.